Philadelphia. Feel free to sit down. Reverend Terry is not here, and we're not going to talk. I lit the candle already because this lighter is really hard to use, and I didn't want to fumble up here this morning, as much as we'll probably fumble already. But as we know, the candle represents that Christ light, that universal divine light that is in all of us, and in all creatures, and in all life, and in all being. So I invite you all into a moment of prayer with me. I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or soften your gaze, and take a couple deep breaths in and out, and in and out. And with every breath, I invite you to sink deeper and deeper into that heart space where you feel that sacred connection to the divine, the strongest. Mother, Father, God, thank you for bringing us here together today. Thank you for bringing us here in this moment of co-creation and in this moment of community. Together we choose to see a divine presence in all beings and all life, and we affirm the good in all things. We know everything seems really scary right now, and everything seems really squirrely, and there's so much that is out of our control. But we affirm that we can always choose to find common ground, and that building community around the communities that directly serve us and that we directly interact is what is going to heal us, and heal our communities, and heal our people, and heal our world. And even in these trying times, we choose to find joy in everything that we do. And we choose love, and we choose compassion. And we affirm that through ourselves, and through the universe, and through the divine, all sorrow can be transformed into love. And so it is. Amen. Hit it, Janine.
That was beautiful, Jeffrey. All right, here's a song I wrote back in 2014. Let's see if it's relevant today. Oh, good, you're going to join us. It's called Higher Ground. Sing with us. We really need your voices. I know you don't even know it, but in your heart, you know this. Oh. I knew they would hold me accountable. Here we go. Well, I'm walking on higher ground when I let love lead me around. Oh, and I feel I can free my past. Life is sweeter from this mountain view when love's power comes shining through. Oh, and I know I'm really free at last. Well, I'm walking on higher ground when I let love lead me around. Oh, and I feel I can free my past. Life is sweeter from this mountain view when love's power comes shining through. Oh, and I know I'm really free at last. We're really free at last. We're really free at last. Good job.
Good morning. My name is Rodney Jones. Welcome to our spiritual home here and those out here in the digital world. I have a little announcement. Reverend Terry is not going to be here today. Stand amazed, but be comforted. She and Carol Lake were coming back from a conference, and Carol later called her and said, "Oh, I tested positive for COVID." So Terry decided to keep us safe and record a message, and she will be here virtually and digitally. So, our collective wisdom and creativity combined to bring freedom, peace, love, equity, and justice into the world in ways that we cannot imagine when we're working alone. We are stronger together. Our commitment to social action means that we're called to make a positive difference in our larger community, to serve, awaken, support, and partner toward that end. All right, so I'm going to go off script just a little bit. Last week I did a center update, and there was something I left out. Part of the thing we do on the board is we do an I am statement, and then we say, yes, you are, after we affirm it. So I'm going to make a statement for the community here, and I invite you to say, yes, we are, together. Are you ready? Thank you guys. Unity of Olympia, you are a welcoming community. Yes, we are. Yes, you are. Yes, we are. Thank you. So our lesson today, our youth lesson, is being brought by Lisa Petrich as to welcome the children before they go off to their youth lesson.
Good morning, everybody. So my question to you this morning is, have you ever really prayed for something, really wanted for something, and it came to you a different way than you thought? I have been saying for the last month, I miss my purple hair. I miss my purple hair. I had a little bit of purple at the beginning of the summer. Some of you may have remembered, and it washed out really quickly, especially after you swim in a pool. I guess the purple hair washes out, right? And so I went in yesterday and we got it, and she did the towel dry thing and she pulled it off, and I went, that's a lot of purple. It turned out all the blonde she had tried to do turned purple. And so she was surprised too. We both looked at it. She's going, oh my gosh, do you hate it? Do you hate it? And I'm going, no, I'm learning to embrace the purple. So sometimes we have to embrace those things that come to us in different ways. Now the kids are learning about Harry Potter. We are still doing Harry Potter. Some of you may think Harry Potter is a thing of the past, but you know what? Those kids that grew up on Harry Potter are teaching their kids Harry Potter. And it's alive and well, and the magic of what life is, okay? And with Harry Potter, we're on platform 9 3/4. Do you guys remember that scene? Yeah. So Harry Potter's expecting to go to school. He's got all of his school supplies, and he's got to find platform 9 3/4. And he asks the conductor, and he's like, do you know where platform 9 3/4 is? And of course the conductor's like, child, no, I don't know where that is at all. I'm 9 3/4, there's 9 and there's 10. And then he happens to see another family, who we found out later were the Weasleys, but he happens to see another family, and this kid just goes right through the wall. Do you think he was expecting that? That was the way he was expecting to get to his new school? Not at all. But he had to overcome some fears. He had to overcome what he was thinking and do what the universe provides. And he stands in front of his cart and he starts looking around like, okay, is this gonna work? And when he burst through that, it was a whole new world of something he just didn't even expect. And that can happen for us too. The universe provides in different ways because God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. Okay, we got this. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Our community's commitment to ourselves and to others brings us together. It makes us a world a healthier and safer place for all. It's your generosity that supports our youth program, as well as our amazing musicians. Thank you for your support. And today, a member of our community will be sharing on the story of how unity works in their life. Please welcome Susan Robertson.
When I left home to go to college, I was not conscious of having any spirit for God or anything like that in me. I was like bone dry, nothing was there. So my goal when I left my home was to change and become the person I was meant to be instead of what my unhappy parents raised me to be. In 12-step groups, I learned to tolerate saying higher power. But it was only up here, it wasn't here, you know. I had never trusted churches. When my mom took me to hers, they would say one thing and yet they'd kind of do another. And I felt very oppressed They kept telling me what I felt, what I was this, what I was that, and I wasn't any of those things. They didn't know who I was. So I didn't feel safe in churches. In 1990, the Tuesday after Labor Day, my coworker came to me and handed me an envelope. And she said, "This came in the mail for you." And I go, "What?" Okay. The universe working, I can tell you. But it was a mauve envelope. It was a linen envelope. It had burgundy writing on it. It was beautiful. And I thought, "Ooh, this is cool." So I opened it up, and inside was an invitation to go to a Reiki energy workshop to learn to do Reiki. Well, I'd never heard of Reiki before, but it sounded interesting. I thought, And then I thought, well, it costs money, but August was my birthday month. I had leftover money. And my 5-year-old son, what was I going to do with him? I go, "Oh, wait, Mom's taking him out for the weekend to go visit some relatives or something." So 5 days later, I drove up in the Sierras to a chalet that was up there. When they opened the door to let me in, there was this huge, large arch of sunshine coming in. And the room behind the person was filled with this wonderful, wonderful energy. And I know they had cleared out all the negative stuff and brought in good stuff. And quite frankly, now it felt like Unity churches feel when I walk in. But I went in there and I saw that light and I felt that energy and I thought, I know this. This is where I came from. I know this. And I thought, wow. And I had no idea what I got myself into. So I went through the day of the class. And when I was done, I felt like in here, I felt like Spirit had entered into me. Spirit was inside me. And I felt like I knew, and I felt that there was something greater than myself out there for the first time in my adult life. So after several years, I felt healed enough that I thought maybe it's time to go to a church to develop my spirituality. And trust me, I was scared to death to go to a church, and trust me, the word spirituality was not part of my consciousness at that time. I feel like Spirit was talking to me, and I felt like there was tons of little angels all around me talking to me, saying, "Do it, do it." Because it wasn't in my head to do it. It was kind of a feeling that I need to do this, but I didn't know what this really was. Anyway, so I asked a friend, and she said, recommended Unity. So that Sunday, I went to Unity. Well, as far as the parking lot. That's as far as I got, because I was scared to death to go in there. So I did not. For 3 years, I was scared to death to go in there. And I'd come by and, every 2, 3, 4 months and try it out. Well, maybe I could do it now. Maybe I could do it, but no. But then one day, I saw this little half-sheet flyer on the window, and it said, Spirituality and Fairy Tales. Now, I was studying fairy tales. How did I come about doing that? Well, there was this little still small voice a year or so earlier. And at the time, I write in journals, and I write, just out of nowhere, I write once upon a time, and then a whole story would come out. And I go, what? What's going on? What is it trying to tell me? And I didn't know. 2 weeks later, once upon a time, a whole story. And I go, okay, they're trying to tell me something, but what are they trying to tell me? 2 weeks later, once upon a time, and another story. And I said, okay, I don't know what you're trying to tell me, but I'll go to the library and I'll just start reading fairy tales. I didn't know what else to do. So that's how I got to do fairy tales. And I'm sure if I'd seen that without that background, I doubt I would have made it inside. Anyway, the next Saturday I went to the class, and I felt safe. I felt this is where I need to be. And so the next day I went to service, and I cried. I cried because the energy just felt so good and so loving and so peaceful and so joyful. I never experienced that in my house. I just didn't know what that was. I went to Wednesday's night service. They had 2 services a week. And I cried there. For the first year, mostly I cried at all the services. But one thing I did learn there is they had this licensed Unity teacher training. There's like 24, 25 courses to it. And I said, okay, I'm going to take that. And I wasn't sure about being a teacher, but I was sure I wanted whatever they learned, I wanted to have it. So it took me about 6, 7 years to go through all that. And I took every training there was at Unity. I did the chaplaincy training, I did sermons, and I did anything and everything I did. But by doing this, by going through this process, I learned a new language. I received a language to identify what was going on inside of me and have words to describe what was going on inside of me. So I learned to trust my spirit. When I was done with the training, I felt I had a solid, strong spiritual foundation, right, all in here. And I felt strong and sure of my spirituality. I believe spirit resides in me, and I believe spirit and I co-create my life. I feel I live the Unity principles, for they make sense to me. They just make sense. It wasn't that I came to Unity for the principles, like maybe some people do. It was more like I came here and the principles aligned with who I am. So Unity has given me a solid spiritual foundation and words to understand me and to understand spirit. And that's my story.
Thank you, Susan. Now we transition to the prayer portion of our service. As we prepare for the daily word, one of our team members is bringing forward the prayer request box. We recognize that God is everywhere present. Grace flows through each one of us in answered prayer.
Today's daily word is world peace. I bless the world with thoughts of peace. The word shalom is synonymous with the word peace, but it means more than an absence of war and conflict. Shalom, appearing so frequently in the Bible, is also used to affirm wholeness and well-being. True lasting well-being requires the kind of peace known by living in alignment with God. Anchored in peace, people are less likely to be in conflict and more likely to appreciate that the beautiful planet Earth offers goodness and abundance for all. When I pray for a peaceful world, I pray shalom for myself and for each person of every land to have their needs met, to know lasting well-being for themselves and their families, to live in harmony and to work toward our common good. And from Scripture, and a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace for those who make peace. World peace. I bless the world with thoughts of peace. I invite you to affirm it with me. Together, please. I bless the world with thoughts of peace. And so it is.
At Unity, we believe in the power of prayer. There are 2 prayer boxes in the sanctuary, one at the front of the room and one in the back, with the prayer request cards and pens. If you will submit a prayer request and be held in confidence, that light keeps me humble. Prayer requests in the back. The prayer requests look like this. All the prayers will be held in confidence by our prayer team, and then they'll be forwarded on to Silent Unity, where they'll be prayed for over another 30 days. Members of our prayer team are available for confidential prayer after the service. Today will be Jeffrey in the back, the sanctuary by the windows. So let us affirm our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God the good, all power, presence, and wisdom. It is in God that I live, move, and have my being.
All right. We're going to do a song called Same Light of God. Now, if you know it, there are some of you out there that I know you know. Please sing with us. I know that you are the same light of God that I am. I know that you are the same light of God that I am. No matter how different we seem, no matter how far apart our dreams, I know that you are the same light of God that I am. Well, there's no need to worry. We can cast out our fear. We don't need to look the same to find unity. I know that you are the same light of God that I am. I know that you are the same light of God that I am. No matter how different we seem, no matter how far apart our dreams, I know that you are the same light of God that I am. No matter how different we seem, no matter how far apart our dreams, I know that you are the same light of God that I am.
Hi friends, I'm guessing
Surprised to see me on the screen rather than on the platform today. Me too. I fully expected to be with all of you in person today, singing and laughing and praying. And I am. I'm just doing it at home, like a few of our other members. Today's lesson is called the expectation paradox. And I guess we're going to live that lesson today. What we expect is what we get, even if it's not exactly the way we expected it. That's the paradox of expectation. In the Harry Potter series, when Harry gets to the train station to go to Hogwarts, he expects to board a train. He didn't expect to have to walk into a wall. But what was he really expecting? He was expecting magic. And that's what he got. It's not what he was expecting, but it was. That's a paradox. So this is the second lesson in a 6-week series on living in flow and the science of synchronicity. Last week, we focused mostly on what it means to live in flow, how we can choose to dance with life, even when it seems hard, how things just seem to work together for good when we go for flow. This week, we're focused on how our expectations impact our choices and our experience of life. The most important thing I hope that you take away from today's lesson is this. We are co-creators, every single one of us. Sky Nelson Atkins, the author of Living in Flow, says that the path to living in flow is to expect synchronicity. Expect things to work out for good. Unity's first principle is there is one power and one presence, God the good, all power, wisdom, and presence. The second principle is that you and I live and move and have our beings in presence of goodness. We're part of it. We are foundationally good. Our third principle is what we call the law of mind action. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. The beliefs we carry, consciously and unconsciously, influence our experience of life. That's where we're going today. Nelson Atkins describes it like a ripple effect. A thing happens, like, I don't know, you get a phone call with bad news, or you win the lottery, or the light turns red at the very last minute. The event itself isn't that important. What's important is what happens inside of us. So a thing happens and we experience in it. We experience it in our body. Our body reacts. And then we have a feeling that corresponds with our body's reaction. And then our meaning-making machine, our brains, start telling us a thought about the event, a thought, a belief. Now, if this is sounding familiar, it's probably because it's something that we've talked about a lot. What Nelson Atkins says is that the ripple effects works the other way around too. So the beliefs we carry about our feelings and our bodies and the way that we feel in our body absolutely influence the events that we experience in our lives. Nelson Atkins wrote, feelings pull experiences to us like water is pulled to the sea. It may not be clear which path the water will take, but it adapts to the terrain and eventually arrives at its destination. Our feelings drive the events of our lives. That's why it's so important to be conscious, to be awake, to be consciously aware of our beliefs and our feelings, whether they are things that we think in our head and we hear it, or whether it's stuff that's underground, because we are co-creators. We are co-creators of our lives, both from the conscious and the unconscious. And the way that we feel about ourselves, the way that we feel about others, the way that we feel about the world around us impact the things that happen in our lives and in the world. That's what it means to be co-creators. We are that. A talented astronaut, a young one, goes to space for the first time, carrying the expectations of all of his crew members. But just moments before he leaves the atmosphere, fear grabs a hold of him and he aborts the mission. He turns the rocket back to return home. During his debrief, he's asked over and over what was going on in his mind. They kept at him until finally he just blurted out, "When I told my teacher I wanted to be an astronaut, she said, 'The sky's your limit.'" He made it to the sky. Nelson Atkins says, a hidden feeling can cause an unfortunate synchronicity, but it's still a synchronicity. What meaning you assign to it is up to you. Our beliefs and our feelings draw events to us, and even these events can be seen as tools for our own growth, for our own unfolding into a greater wholeness. Every time one of these kinds of events shows up, and hopefully you're not getting to the edge of the atmosphere and turning around. But every time one of those shows up, it's an opportunity to know ourselves more fully, to grow our lives, to be a better co-creator for the outcomes we want. He says, when we proactively unearth our hidden feelings, we can be freed to choose those actions that shape the world that we want. And meaningful events get drawn to us like water flowing down the hillside to the sea. We are co-creators. Every choice we make is a result of our history, our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings, and each choice leads us to an unknown outcome. When we're willing to clean up our stuff, our triggers and injuries, our dramas and traumas, there are infinite possibilities for good. This week I was at Unity's Northwest Region Convention. Actually, it was a conference, sorry. And I picked up a couple copies of the magazine, Spirituality and Health. It's a Unity publication. And sure enough, there's an article on synchronicity. It's called Intentional Synchronicity, Turning Uncertainty into Opportunity. It's written by Colette Baron-Reid. She offers up a self-inquiry exercise that she calls some total mind shift process. She says when something happens that's a trigger, we can ask these, 3 questions. When I feel this way, where am I? Right? Where am I? Number 2, when am I? And number 3, who am I listening to? This is a lot of the work that people who are taking the quantum living class this term will be doing as well. When I feel this way, where am I? When am I? And who am I listening to? It's a practice that moves us from one of experiencing feeling to being an observer of our feelings, our thoughts, our beliefs. It's really a form of contemplative meditation, a gentle way to see our stuff and remember the truth of who we really are. We are children of the Most High. We are expressions of God. We are life being lived through us. And when we remember who we are and we can see what our beliefs and our experiences, what our feelings are, then we can choose. Then we can choose to live lives of freedom and joy. Our 4th basic principle is meditation and prayer, right? Well, this is part of that. But she doesn't stop there, Colette Baron-Reid. She goes on, she talks about making a vision board to start really focusing on creating the life that you want to live, the life you want to co-create with God. She's got a really great idea that I have not heard before, and so I'm going to share it with you. She says that this time when you make a vision board, right, you create a 2 or 3 inch border that you just choose not to put stuff in at all. So you go ahead and you put your pictures and your words and any visions or symbols that will represent what you want to create in your life, right? Pictures of family or pictures of cars. I'm going to buy a new car soon. I would put a picture of a car in mine. And then she says that border, after you put the pictures or the words, whatever it takes for you to create a vision that allows you to feel what it will feel like to have those things manifest in your life, then you recognize that the border around that vision board is the space that God is working in. It's the space that the universe is using to co-create with you, so that you know that whatever is manifested, it may not look exactly like that picture, but it will be that feeling. It will be what you're really looking for. The manifestation is a co-creation with spirit. Now, that's a great way to take action, right? Our fifth basic principle is taking action in unity. So I would invite you to give that a try. We are co-creators, but co-creation takes all of it. We co-create through our thoughts, our feelings, the conscious ones and the unconscious ones. And we co-create with spirit. Additionally, we co-create with one another. We're not in this alone. When I got back from the conference, I got caught up on the news of the week, and things are looking pretty tense out there. Here's what I want you to know. We don't know. One of my greatest human default positions is to think, I know. It's a place that I go to feel safe. My ego wants me to feel safe all the time. But the truth is, we don't know. But there is one thing I do know, and it's this. If I live in a place of fear about the future, that fear will affect our future, because I am co-creating with you and everyone else on the planet. So I invite you to go ahead and imagine your vision board right now, and go ahead, create that border around it and put in the pictures of what you want to see on our planet. Now, on my vision board, in my imagination, I see pictures of healthy, happy people with a healthy earth, with an abundance of food and education and opportunities for everyone, babies and grandparents and neighbors, compassion and laughter and love. And then imagine that 3-inch border, that margin. And that is the margin in which God is working. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but we can absolutely have faith that God is working with us in this. We have the faith that divine order is always being brought about in every circumstance and every situation. You know, this is the great paradox of expectation. We expect good. We create a vision of good. And when we feel what that feels like, we make choices and we take actions. And occasionally we get to see exactly what we've envisioned. But more often than not, when we're willing to let go of control and surrender to the universe, to dance with the universe, to be in the flow. When we look around continuously for the good, something even better than we could ever imagine shows up. This week, look for the good. If things get a little hinky in your life, bless it. Dig around for the blessing. Let go of thinking that you know, and close every prayer every hope, every desire with this affirmative statement: this or something better. In our spiritual community, our purpose is to grow lives of freedom and joy and inspire people to make a positive difference in the world. We expect freedom from any bondage of our histories. We expect joy we can share with the whole world. And what we expect is what we get, even if it's not being met exactly the way that we expected. That's the paradox of expectation. We are co-creators. God bless you.
Oh, I do love technology. So we may not have the rest of the PowerPoint. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to sing. Thank you, Arlen, for working on that. And if it doesn't come through, it doesn't come through. Don't worry about it. Synchronicity. Wasn't that a beautiful lesson from Reverend Terry? Oh, so kind. Here we go. Oh, thank you, Dennis. It's going to turn down the lights. We'll take a couple of, is it just me that needs a couple of breaths because of the PowerPoint? Oh, place a hand on our heart. And breathe in those beautiful words of Reverend Terry's. I love that vision board idea. We are co-creators, and to do that, we open our heart. The will of my heart is to be open constantly. Let's sing it together, even bigger. The will of my heart is to be open constantly. One more time. The will of my heart is to be open constantly. It is to be open constantly. As we move into this time of meditation, I invite you to either close your eyes or find a focal point. It might be the candle up front. Let your gaze soften. We're going to go into a meditation called the meditation for pure awareness. Take a deep breath. Let it feel it travel through your body. When you exhale, release all that needs to be left alone. And as you take in the next breath, just notice all these ideas and desires and sensations. And let my words be your words. I am not the warmth I feel in my body. I am awakening love. I am not the beat of my heart. I am awakening love. I am not the tension in my stomach.
I am awakening love. I am not the desire I placed on the page. I am awakening love. I am not the fear thought that's running through my head. I am awakening love. I am not feelings of concern for the future. I am awakening love. I am not this body. I am awakening love. I am not this feeling. I am awakening love. I am not this thought. I am awakening love. I am spirit in action. I am the presence of the divine. I am awakening love. And I invite you to take these sensations, these feelings, these thoughts of awakening love into your heart and hold them in the silence. Now as we take one more deep, conscious, connected breath, claim that power, that co-creative power that you are divine. You are the divine in a physical body. You are pure, awakening love. And we know this is the truth. And so it is.
The will of my heart is to be You guys think we can get through a service without PowerPoint the rest of the service? Is that a beautiful test of faith and just allowing divine order? Go ahead, Rodney, it's your turn now.
So in keeping with Reverend Terry's theme of In the Flow, I'm treating my sinus condition with flow names. So we're having a special meeting next. Offertory for laughter. Okay, thank you. So we believe that everyone here is here today by divine appointment, and not by accident. If you're new to the Unity of Olympia, you likely received a welcome packet on your way in. Looks very much like this. And you'll notice a little rose attached to it, so if you'll attach that to your clothing, that way we'll know to come up and welcome you. Also, we'd like to get to know you better, so please join us in Social Hall after the service for refreshments. And at the welcome table, if you didn't pick up a packet, please stop by there to pick one up. And in the packet, you'll find this little slip to fill out with your contact information if you want to be contacted. But we'd really like you to fill out the back part, which is a little questionnaire, giving some feedback on your experience today, what you thought of the service, so we can better serve everyone. And you'll receive a special gift when we're done. So our welcome team member is easy to spot. They wear a green ribbon, and so they'll be happy to introduce you to others or answer any questions you have. So we invite you to, okay. If you're a newcomer, you did not receive, okay. If this is your second or third time here, please raise your hand so that we can welcome you back. Okay, will the ushers come forward, please? As a spiritual cooperative, we each give what we can to support our community. In this way, we put feet to our faith in the natural abundance of God's world. We invite our guests today to receive today's service as a gift to you. As always, you can make your conscious contributions on our website or via Venmo or right here in person. Or you can drop it in the mail. So whatever way you choose to support this community, let's take our gifts in our hands and hearts and mind, and let's bless them with divine love. Together, divine love, through me, blesses all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Unity of Olympia is a prosperous community. I didn't say the line, and it is. I didn't realize it was up there. Okay. Everything is in divine order. Unity of Olympia is a prosperous community.
Unity of Olympia is a prosperous community.
We enthusiastically and continually generate more than enough ideas, energy, and money to meet all our needs and desires. Thank you. Together we can do this.
And I'd like to introduce Nancy Kamenzine and Linda Eyrig. This is going to be beautiful.
then I invite the ushers back up here, please. And I invite us all to raise our hands in a moment of co-creation as we bless these gifts together. So I invite you to visualize your energy, your love, your compassion going into these gifts. Oh, sweet Spirit, thank you for this moment of co-creation. We are so grateful to be able to share our blessings and start a ripple effect of our blessings going out into the world, of helping our community. And if you don't know, we don't keep all these blessings, regardless of how we're doing. We always practice tithing our tithes and sending them out into our community. Interfaith Works is one of the communities that we support with our blessings that has helped open emergency homeless shelters and transitionary housing in our communities. So that has helped start with us and many, many, many others. Be the change you want to see in the world. Send out good, find common ground, and just vision these blessings going and creating tenfold what is in there, and so it is, amen. Bobby, do we have any announcements?
Do we have any announcements? Actually, we don't. Everything is moving
We do have a guest speaker next week. What's her name, Jeffrey? The guest speaker, we have Robin Fisher coming next week.
Robin Fish next week as guest speaker. That will be
Is
great.
it, yes, Reverend Brown, coming next week. Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So we do have the flowers.
Oh, perfect.
And so the flowers today, the flowers today were brought, donated by Denise Showalter. So thank you very much for this. And today, I just have to give them away to Terry Lonsbury. All right,
All right, I am ready to praise the Lord. We're ready to praise the Lord.
Praise some more. And the peace of them. Okay.
All right, if everyone wants to stand, join hands if you're comfortable with that. And just take a couple deep breaths, a couple moments of prayer and co-creation. And sweet Spirit, thanks for bringing us here today. Thanks for teaching us if we had expectations about the day that we need to lower those. And if you can go through life believing nothing is a miracle, or you can go through life believing everything is a miracle, choose to believe everything is a miracle. Love your neighbor. Find common ground when you are co-creating with people you feel like you shouldn't be co-creating with. All right, be a blessing, and let's all say the Lord's, or not the Lord's Prayer, the prayer protection. All right. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you all for joining us online, and let us affirm peace through the peace song together.